So Colin and I are 64 and 65. We've been with HAFF now for 14 years. We were farmers in Iowa before we came, and it was really something to decide in our 50s that this is what we were going to do for the rest of our lives.
God's plans are always the best. You just need to follow along and not try to go against it. And so we're really thankful that we're able to do this and can see, especially in retrospect, you can see how God prepared things and opened doors for us to come and serve.
At the time that HAFF was started, there was no other school, even in Pignon. So there was a school at Hinch, and then the whole Central Plateau had no schooling. So basically, all of the kids that wanted to go to school from here had to find enough money to travel and to live in another city, one of the big cities.
Like me, having many people cannot go to school. HAFF helped them to come to school. There are some people cannot go there where to seek a job. God give them that job.
We enjoy each one another with our classmates. We always have a challenge. Who was the best one? Who was the best in mathematics, physics, chemistry, English? We always in competition together. Even for writing, who's writing faster?
Colin and I have learned so much from the prayer life of the Haitians, because it isn't us coming to minister, that both groups minister to each other. And that's a real important thing that we want people to understand. It isn't Americans coming in and doing things. God had prepared this field already. There were people, when the first missionaries came here, there were already people seeking the Great One and seeking His book.
As I received a good education at HAFF, I can say, okay, HAFF changed my heart in some way to help people. Where I live in Boca, I started to lead a church, and there I have now I have about 60 young people. I try to teach them some English. I'd like them to grow a little bit. As I receive in my education, I can say for free, even if I spend something, but it's free. But I know people don't have possibility to go to school to learn something. I use my time to teach them and to tell them about the good news of Jesus Christ.
We really enjoy the partnership with MFI, and we appreciate it. We use MFI to do all of our traveling in and out. In fact, the 13 years we've been here, we've only flown out commercially twice, and they lost our luggage both times. And MFI has never lost our luggage, so that's a real plus for them. But I think the service that we make the most use of that's the purchasing that they do for us. Not only for personal items, but for supplies for the ministry. Because there are certain things like parts for our four-wheelers. We cannot buy them in country, so everything has to be brought in. And it's always good to know that all I've got to do is send my purchase order to MFI, and the parts will come on the next cargo flight coming in. And there's several things that are that way too. Some of the supplies for the school, things that we can't buy in country. And it's always just really nice to just be able to send a purchase order and know that it's going to come on the next flight.
All the pilots are good about asking, but they know that when I get too high, I get altitude sickness. And so they either fly lower or else they put me on oxygen, and they know that, they remember that about me. They come back and they check and make sure that I'm okay. And I've noticed that compassion with all the staff that's on the airplane. They'll ask, if one of the children seems to be sick or is having a hard time. They're really compassionate and they want to do anything they can for people.
but I think it is that almost family-like atmosphere that we really appreciate, and that continues to draw us back there, because there's a lot of those people have become our close friends. We touch base with some of them every time, in and out.